Start noticing the chips start changing here. And then watch the water pour out of this tree. Look at this. Look at it. All right, so here's what's going on right here on this street in town. If you live in the town or counties and you have tree work done, do not let the tree guy tell you the city, town, or the county will come by and pick your debris up, because this is what'll happen. Always ask questions. Ask, the price include getting a full cleanup. That's what you want. So with this guy here, he paid this guy to do the job, and this is what he's left with. The city wouldn't pick it up, so here you go. Now he's going to pay me to clean it up, and I'm going to finish taking that tree down right there for him too. So first thing I'm going to do is get up in the lift and go ahead and get this tree on down, because I can let this big piece on this side land right out here on the on this pile. So bad thing about this thing is too, I would chip it, but it's been cut in little pieces because the guy that did it didn't have no equipment, so they had to hand stack all this stuff down through here. So it would be a nightmare trying to chip these little pieces, because I'd basically have to hand do it, get them to the chipper. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the dump trailer here in just a minute, and I'm just gonna load it all in the back of it and just shove it all over in front and get it in there. That'll be the quickest thing for me to do. Just take it to the house, dump it, and burn it. Didn't really realize how big this fork was. That's a 25-inch bar on the 400, and after I cut it down, then when I was going to load it in the truck, my bar tip didn't even really cut the other side of it too well. You'll see it in a little bit. perfect, perfect. Landed right on the pile, top of it landed right on the brush right there, so that was nice. Just right. Mail lady's coming back through here. I'm about to get this. I'm gonna cut this stop off. Go ahead and get it off. I'm gonna do it with the battery saw. Alright, so what I've done is I've cut half the width of it, so I'm not trying to cut the full width. So I'm going to now I'm going to hop over to the other side, and I don't have much holding over there, and I'm going to try to cut it and shove it at the same time where maybe it'll land flat. That's pretty dang flat. I'm gonna go up and put a rope up the top of it, and I'm gonna pull the rest of it over the whole tree. This left right here will fly, man, if you want to. All right, I'm gonna put my rope in the top of it. I'm just gonna put a 1/2 inch stable braid in it, and I'm gonna put a running bowline on it. So if you're you know, there's several knots to learn in the tree world. A bowline and a running bowline are two that you're going to use more than anything. A clove hitch and a sheets bend. This is a running bowline right here. This is all it is. You just go up through the hole, around the tree, back through the hole, and it chokes on it when it does. So that's all it is to it. Just do that right there. And then I'm gonna take the rope bag. The cool thing about these rope bags is you can just take them like this right here and just toss them. The rope comes flying out of it, hits the ground. She's good to go. Get all the way up the top of it, and damn, that's it. So now I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna place these chunks that I cut. I'm gonna place them where this tree right here will land on top of it. Is what I'm about to do now. So let's go down. And I'm gonna cut the tree with the 592. I'm gonna look at it. I might put that 32-inch bar on it. I got a 28 on it right now. So there's that big one I wedged over a while ago. You can see the hinge on it. That's a substantial chunk of wood. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna lay it. I'm gonna take some of this brush and I'm gonna throw it right here. I'm gonna lay that thing on top of it. And I'm gonna grab one of those over there. I may not need it, but because it's gonna land on that stile right there, because I'm gonna throw it kind of toward the front tire of my truck there. All right, I'm gonna see how it feels making this notch with this 28-inch bar on there. I may swap to the 32, or we're gonna try it with the 28. So the reason I cut those sides like that is to where when I bore it, because I'm gonna bore this one, when I bore it, I can see where my meat is right there on the wood. Because on a spar like this, you don't need but just a little bit of a hinge. About a 3-4% hinge is all you need, and that's it. Because on these field pines, the bark's so daggone thick on them, it's hard to tell how thick your hinge, or for me it is. So let's get the Mini in position here. So I'm gonna check my notch and make sure I'm lined up right. It's gonna fall right here where I'm standing at, which is just right because their mailbox is right there. So that's the thing, you can back up away from it. It's just like looking down a gun barrel. You can see where you're aimed at, so you'll know. Yeah, because I want that top. I'm gonna put those pieces over there. Everything will be cushioned. Pretty nice. just a little bit, very little bit holding right here on the back. You'll see it when I pull it over. So if you're paying attention, you just heard that little piece pop. All right, you see what I did here? See, that's a perfect hinge across. And I left this on the back, popped it with the root right there. Yeah, worked good. Don't look like it's got any metal in it, so that's a dang good thing, man. Good though, nice. None of these got metal all in them. When I measured this tree yesterday before I burnt this bud up, it ended up being 44 inches on the stumps, what it measured out to be. noticing the chips start changing here, and then watch the water pour out of this tree. Look at this. Look at it. When that happens, the saw soaks you with water because it's pulling all over your leg. So that's that top piece I cut out right there. Look, my bar, that was a 25-inch bar I ran on that thing, and that bar did not quite get that other side of it. That's a daggone piece of wood right there now. Can you imagine having to hand pick through this stuff to feed it through a chipper? There's guys that do tree work that are probably watching this thinking, oh my God. This was really the only option on this. I mean, I could have chipped it and fed it in the chipper, but it would have pulling that stuff free and just bending over, picking up so many little pieces, and you would have had to, a lot of them, you'd had to been right there at the feed wheels to shove them in with another piece, man, and it just would not have been worth it. It took me, it was 3 full loads of debris plus one more half load, and that was the entire tree, all the limbs, the chunks, and everything. Plus, getting it back home, I just, set it on fire and burn it all. So I didn't have no money in gas in the chipper, going through it. So it was, I would have had to haul, probably could have got all the limbs in one load, a chip load, it would have fit. And then I would have had to come back and get the big chunks like these right here and haul them. So I had two more trips probably in the hauling part, but still probably a little bit better off than running the chipper and just setting a fire to it and burning it. And oh, by the way, this morning while I'm editing this video, this thing is pretty much all burned up. I burned it, every bit of it up. It took about a day and a half, I guess. Look at these chunks. These things are hosses right here. took my flag down because we were going in and out of the closet there a good bit. We got some stuff going on here in the house right now, and it's kind of in the way. It's sitting right over here, folded up. But always remember, it doesn't matter whether you're doing tree work or what you're doing around your house or somebody's doing for you. Be sure and ask plenty of questions. Never assume things. And if you need to get stuff in writing, and that's the way I do it, I write out all of my quotes and I either text them or I email them. It details everything that I'm going to do, all the way down to how high I'm going to leave the stump. And that way I send it to the customer. They have a copy. I have a copy. It has the final price on it. There's no discrepancies. I've learned a long time ago that's the best way to do it, because one reason I do it so I don't forget, I always film a video while I'm there too of the work that's going to be done. I never quote the job while I'm there on the property. I talk in the video, tell what I'm going to do to each tree or whatever. I go home and I bring it and I put it on the iPad. And sometimes I may even ride back by the property one more time after that. And if I'm in the area, look at it and see. That way I can go back for a reference and look at it, because some of these jobs, it may be 2 to 3 months before I get back to them to get them. And that may be because of the weather. It may be because of the customer. They may be trying to save up money or something like that. Or they may just put it on the back burner for a while, or they may be on the fence about doing it. And then, in my case, like I said, the weather may affect me to where I can't get in the yard or anything like that. So, and then if I've got 15 jobs on the books to do, it's hard for me to remember, what's what as far as what we're going to do, because it goes down the road a good bit, I tend to forget. And so I can go back, either read through the quote, watch the video, and refresh my memory and roll on with it. And be sure and communicate with your people. Like if it's going to be, say the weather's kind of messing you up, because a lot of people don't understand the weather. And if it's wet, you'll tear their yard up, and all. So communicate with them and touch base with them and say, hey, so-and-so, just checking in with you. I still got you down on my list. We have had a lot of rain the last week or two, and I want to take care of your yard. Just communication is key. Communication is very key, because as long as I'm going to say 90-something% of people. So don't do everything that you can. You can still get messed over, but do everything that you can to try to protect yourself. So I hope all y'all have a great Sunday. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.